Hello, readers. Here are your wizard moves for this Monday. I want you to go ahead and have your notebook and your fiction novel ready. If you're filling in a planner, which you should be, fill in your LT and EQ. So your learning target is I can capture my best thinking when I write about my reading. Your essential question is what am I uncertain of? What theories can I investigate? So readers, today I want to teach you that the strongest writing about reading actually lifts the level of your thinking about the book. Whenever you pause in your reading to do something, it helps to think about how you want to capture not your first thinking, but your best thinking. So if you remember, I've been trying to get you guys to jot while you're reading because that's engaging with your text. That's making you think deeply about what you're reading. Today, I want to challenge you that when you stop and jot, I don't want you just to jot the first thing that pops into that beautiful brain, but I actually want you to evaluate what's your best thinking, and then you're going to stop and jot that. So our goal is to move from jotting the first thinking that comes to our mind and instead to capture our best thinking. So here are some tips for how to do that without it taking forever. So tips for taking your writing about reading from good to great. The first one is crucial. You want to spend 10% of your reading time writing. So prioritize quality over quantity. So for example, if you are reading for 30 minutes, you want to make sure that you're writing for 3. You only want to jot things you can't hold into your head. So the things that you're afraid you're going to forget. Don't record your first thought. Record your most interesting thoughts. And for a lot of you, so you've been doing a lot of like summary work in your notebook. I'm going to push you to get away from that. And instead, you want to do your most interesting thoughts. So maybe you have a prediction about what you're reading. Or maybe you think you are piecing together the theme. Or maybe you have a connection or some background knowledge that you could share. You want to write down the most interesting thoughts. So decide what kind of writing best suits your thinking. Annotations in the margins, if it's a digital copy or a paper copy that you own, you could do that. Post-it notes, creating a table, a sketch, a diagram in your notebook, or if you just like to write fast, furious, and long. So I want you to look at the writing you've been doing, and I want you to study it with these tips in mind. Think about what have you already done to lift the level of your writing about reading. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Apologies for the background noises, guys. That's Penny, my dog, and Desmond. You've got about 10 seconds left. Desmond, are you looking at your notebook? So now I want you to think about which tips should be goals for you as you write about your reading over the next few days. I want you to write one goal in our writing goal discussion board in Canvas. So you're going to go to the module for today, and you should see that writing goal discussion board. So go ahead, look at the chart again, tips for taking your writing about reading from good to great. And I just want you to put what's your goal that you're going to try out the next few days. And then once you've replied with your response, let's turn this into an actual discussion. So comment on at least one classmate's goal. Remember, let's keep our responses professional, respectful, and kind. Let's build off of what each other's saying. So you've set some powerful goals that will help you take your writing from good to great. As you go off to read and write today, I want you to keep in mind the first tip. Most of the thinking work you do about your characters will be in your head, and your best thinking will make it into your notebook. So remember, if you're reading for 30 minutes today, you're going to push yourself to write for 3. And then here's your homework. So I want you to read. I'm going to actually push you guys. I want you to read for at least 40 minutes, okay? Or at least 30 pages in your book. There's a reason why I'm having you do this, guys, because we're going to start a summative tomorrow, and it's going to weigh heavily on what you've read, okay? So really push yourself tonight. 40 minutes or at least 30 pages, whichever you get to first, okay? I want you to do deep, rich character work in your mind, determining which traits are more dominant, okay, for your main character. So rethinking character traits like we did last week, likable and less likable. I want you to pause to jot for 45 minutes and make the most of it, okay? Because remember, if we're reading for 40 minutes, then we should be jotting for at least 4, no more than 5, okay? And then you're going to submit your 4 to 5 jots in our 9/28/20 assignment in Canvas. All right, happy reading, everyone. I cannot wait to see your jots.